What up, fellow humans? We're absolutely not late on this episode again. This time, my excuse is something a bit more adventurous. Basically, I'm missing a few teeth now. You know, the wisdom teeth stuff. I wanted to spare you the view, so this episode is coming a bit late. Actually, I do think I'm still a bit swollen. Maybe you can see it in cam 2 somewhere. Yeah, anyway, moving on to more pleasant things. Today's song is Sign of Revolution. I do think another pretty fun song, and we're gonna jump right into it. Woo! That was a big yes. Bit of a genty, jumpy intro. I like that. Then also like transitioning into the gallop. And I really like the synth here. Like, honestly, it's the whole vibe, dude. Then the toppling over in the end, like, you can name me any examples, but I think I've never heard something like this with any other band before. It's just pretty cool. And then this bad boy. Very creative. Very atmospheric also. I really like the transitions here also on the second guitar, when it moved from this more open section to the bit tighter part and then back to the gallop. It's like these 3 transitional stages. It vibes a lot actually, and this movement makes it very fast paced and not boring and stuff. Like especially the transition for this. The little violin hit. Woo! The vision's like the invitation, take the full soul time. We gotta sign the revolution now. You take the prime time in the holy night. We gotta sign the revolution, passing through the night. The vision's like the invitation, take the full soul time. Oh, post-chorus. There's probably more to unpack than we're actually gonna look at, but Yamabi is showing a bit of his vocal qualities again. Just in general, this is again a very smooth package of a lot of like interesting stuff. I really like the little things they do in the background instrumentation. I think they do a lot of stuff with violins where they put in little melodies or whatever to just generate a bit of a mood. That works really well. I really like the synth Yuki's working here with here. That's something he doesn't use very often, which makes the song a bit stand out in that regard. And I also dig the fast pace they are able to create here, despite not really going for the speed metal route with the constant double pedals and stuff. We have some double pedals with the gallop, I suppose, but the drum patterns are pretty basic, but it's still very, you know, flashy, and when headbanging to that, it almost has a kind of staccato character, so it's very jumpy. I don't know, I dig it. It's fresh and fun. Looking at the little transitions there, I mean... That's very cool. I can't even tell like what they did there in the background because it's so subtle. I think it might be an organ or it might be violins or both. But then at the same time, there's something mimicking Jamabi's vocal line, which I first thought it was trumpets, but apparently it's Yuki's synth, which is sounding like a trumpet anyway. There's a lot of like nuance to this. I really appreciate that. And then the big arpeggio hitting. Yeah, and we have like an orchestra in the background. Like, right? It's very subtle also. And here the violins, of course. I also like what the violins are doing here. This is also a sound which gets somewhat characteristic, especially like when we're approaching Angel of Salvation and stuff, or the show era in general. I think we have a very characteristic way those background violins play. Here we kind of see a foreshadowing for that. Oh, another moody one. Okay, it's keeping the tension here. Oh, keyboard solo. That was very tasty. So a bit of a compilation of everything, right? They had this moody section in the beginning, then this melodic guitar solo, but also a melodic keyboard solo. But there was also a bit of shredding. So in this song, they kind of incorporated everything. And I think, you know, it also kind of marks a certain transitional stage because we had this big theme of separation and being sad and stuff over the last few songs, especially culminating with Chasing the Wind, which is a very emotional song, I would say. We're moving on to New Places, right? What I also dig was really the mix in here. It was really interesting, especially in the melodic section before. Just to dip a bit into that, the second guitar was kind of in front of the mix, and it was like very distorted, but also it was almost like we were underwater and the water is the second guitar, right? And somewhere in the background we hear the first guitar and the keyboard. That sounded really good, man. Right, you hear this noise. That's the second guitar, pretty much. And like inside, there's the keyboard and the guitar, the first guitar. And it's some very moody solos here. And here it gains some vibes, let's say that. And here are the double pedals, by the way. I mean, that was also so cool how that picked up speed and intensity. I didn't even notice the first time around that they had those double pedals in the end. They also mixed in a bit more upbeat mood, but they mixed in a bit of battle war themed sound to it. So we have a bit of battle going on. I mean, the song is called Sign of Revolution. You can kind of imagine where this is going. But still, very, very cool solo. I'm very happy about that. Yo, those hits in the background. Now with two backing vocals. Also very satisfying how that culminates with the long notes. We have this explosion of intensity. Of course, it stays relatively tame, especially in the last album. We had some very intense songs, but it just works very well with the dynamics here. It's a really cool mix of, you know, melodic and epic. Here it's starting a bit calmer. And with the rising melody, it gains kind of an intensity. I love his voice, man. Oh, it's the synth and the guitar playing the same thing. Okay. That was also such a cool ending, just like stopping. I didn't even realize that on the left side we had the synth and on the right side we had the guitar playing just the same stuff. It's just like a very fun song. I also definitely want to see that in a live, actually. That's just all in all a bop. Hope you liked it as well. Let's take a look at the lyrics. Now it's the time, take hold of the flag. Liberty is calling you. Your heart is beating so fast, breaking the dark. We gather tonight. The passion will make you take your way. Now ready to fight. Revisiting a lot of that. This almost reads like an older song of them. Like, now it's time, take hold of the flag. Your heart is beating so fast. Those are all things we've heard before. Breaking the dark, we gather tonight. That's definitely themed like Beyond the End of Despair song. The passion will make you take your way. And they're gathering at night. You can kind of easily imagine, you know, a rebellion, an attack at night. Sail away across the sea of madness. The hardness of the burning steel is by my side. Again, dipping back into older themes. So I don't know what happened, but this is like really the point where the offensive starts to form here. Everything before seems to just have been an intro of some sorts. Sail away across the sea of madness. We also had this, like, we had Sea of Rage before. I think actually Sea of Madness we also had in it was one of those slower songs. Anyway, I think what's interesting here is the sail away aspect. We never had this element that they're actually sailing it, which implies that they have a certain control to navigate through the Sea of Madness. I think that's a new element, actually, that they're organized in a way like that. Raising your hand, take hold of a flag. Even if I will lose my life, you don't give up the fight. Under command, we gather tonight, the faith of the steel. We pray to bring the new legend. It might be a problem with the translation, but even if I will lose my life, you don't give up the fight. So we have probably someone speaking, a kind of commander, which always fits very well with Yamabe's voice, which is kind of commanding in some sense. Yeah, exactly. And then we have this again and follow the sign as an addition before the chorus starts. Oh, so this is actually a very short one. We have 2 verses here, then we have the chorus, and then the solo starts, right? And yeah, then we have the chorus again, and the song basically ends. So the structure in itself, again, also is probably telling a story in the sense that it's very swift. We have this preparation here, and then stuff starts. So I think this is the part where stuff starts. In the holy night, we got a sign of revolution, passing through the night. The vision is like the invitation. Take the force so tight. We got a sign of revolution. Now you take the prime time. We have the holy night again. And we have this, yeah, now is the prime time. I think that was a song earlier also. This reflection about this moment that, well, this is the exact moment you have to take the opportunity or everything is over, kind of. Take the force so tight. The vision is like the invitation. They're following a certain vision. Again, it's pretty vague, but I think the song passes the feeling in a kind of interesting way, you know. I think the synths, again, do a lot in this regard, which had this a bit chaotic and also swelling thing, and then this toppling over. It's almost like a mix of, okay, it's night, it's dark, it's kind of confusing, but it's still, we kind of have a certain control of this, and we're following a certain plan and a vision, and I don't know, it's just, I think it hits the atmosphere pretty well. And then again, the chorus with only the last line, I think, changed. We'll win through with this game. So we again are in the game. Just wanted to point that out again, because it's kind of apparent that in the beginning of the album, it was always about, well, this is my life, it's not a game. And then it just suddenly switched up to, well, talking about this game. You already see that something fishy is going on, the battle they're fighting. There's something weird about that, because suddenly it starts to be a game. We just follow the sign, we want to know what's the end of time. And again, they have something they follow. There were certain metaphors for stuff they followed. I think we had light in the past. We had something called the glorious. I think we also had something which was like personified or characterized by a person of some sense. And now we have this sign. We follow the sign of the revolution. It's of course very abstract, and I don't think it's gonna be explained in any of the upcoming songs, but still they have regained a certain construction, right? I think you have to think about it as a supportive construction to even enable you to actually do this kind of thing, because as we've established, it's a game. It's not something naturally occurring. We have to artificially start this revolution to create some change in some way. Interestingly, this song was written by Yamabe and Yuki. I didn't think about Yuki, but it totally makes sense. Yeah, that might explain why like the mood of the song is a bit different than usual. Also cool that Yamabe actually was involved, but I really must say Yuki is a blessing for the band. Like, probably all members are a blessing for the band, because they're all playing like very important roles which make Galneryus, right? But like, it's just every time a really hype moment when we have a Yuki song for some reason. He always brings some fresh air into this, which I really appreciate. So thanks for watching and listening. Again, sorry for the little delays. I hope next episode will come a bit faster. And yeah, we're still not done with the album, so I hope I'll see you next time.